go to youtube.com. And then a slash. There we go. Finally got the announcement. Okay, cool. So, very cool. All right, so I have sound and everything. I like that a lot. Okay, so here we are. And I've been live for a short while. Let's see if we can figure out how long. Not really from this screen, no. But anyway, pretty sky, I think. Nobody in the chats, which is fine. There was minimal notification I was going to do this. Minimal. So just wanted to get back into the habit because I've been out of it for what feels like a long time, but it's been a short time. I've been flying for how long? Let's see, I'm not recording. Shame on me. Now I am. All right, so that's the only indication I get of how long I've been streaming. So I saw in chats today, I think in Chris Hope's chat. In fact, I'm sure it was in Chris Hope's chat. Greg Kunert, Oz by Drone, was saying that DU Recorder is not the only option, that there are other tricks. And specifically, he asked, why are you not doing this directly from DJI Go 4? Then he said, I must make a tutorial. Well, yes, Greg, you must. Because I want to know if there is another way, another trick that is less cumbersome. Because I'm just a curious kind of guy. Everybody says that about me, that I'm a curious guy. So nobody's here. I'm going to only make an invitation. If nobody can join, I completely understand. Copy this link. Go to Messenger once I find it. Paste the link. There we go. And then back into YouTube. Press the play button. Still says that I'm live. I'm liking that. Go to live chat. Back into live chat again. Okay. 0 people in the chat, but that is fine. That is completely fine. Completely fine. Right. Hoping for a lot of color here. Wishing for my Zoom, actually. My Zoom is on its way to California. It had a little mishap over Easter. We'll just enjoy the quiet. Wow, I don't hear any birds. Is it me? Or are there none singing? The craft is 300 some odd feet. 300 what? 370 feet in the air, and I can hear it clearly. This morning at 162 feet, I think it was, couldn't hear it at all. Huh. Wild. Wild, wild, wild. The wild, wild west. I should check my settings. Actually, nobody's here. I might as well do that. That's all auto. Okay. Let's go to here. I leave those things turned off for a cleaner screen. That's fine. And yeah, looking pretty good. That's fine. Go into the sensors, make sure that I have them turned on. Yes, I do. Okay, the battery, that's another thing I was curious about. It was set to 15%. We're going to bump that to 25, my standard. All right. The Johnstons. I saw his name. What was that live stream? That was many weeks ago. They had old pictures of YouTubers, and anyway, he was in the mix. They had there were pictures of him there, and they told what his actual name was. Could have been William E. Maybe, I don't recall now. Anyway, I'm looking at my phone and I see that the lag is significant. We're probably over a minute. I don't see a way for me to know exactly how much. Oh, here we go. I can look at the I can look at the recording, 7 minutes, 1 second, and I can look at it here. Have to wait for that to appear, however. Still hasn't appeared. You guys wouldn't know that because when it appears for you, it will appear for me. My goodness, it is a long lag though. Sun has touched the horizon, it looks to me like. Interesting looking sky. Oh, there we go. So now if I can read this, awfully small. I have 820 on this screen, and I guess if I turn my phone this way. $7:42 and this is 8:40, so it's almost exactly a minute. 2 minutes shy of a 2 seconds shy of a minute, also known as 58 seconds. Quite a lag. Empires could be lost in that 58 seconds. I got tired of the problems with my Samsung phone, and I have finally, after a multi-decade battle, I have gone to the dark side of Apple. It is not perfect, neither is Samsung. They both leave a lot to be desired, but all in all, the Apple tends to be less troublesome, tends to be, than Android. The biggest thing was that I kept missing chats. My wife and I use an app called WeChat for our communication when she's in China. And it's like a lot of other social networking platforms. But she would give me a video call. I would get no notification whatsoever. She'd leave me a message. I would get no notification whatsoever. Later on, I'd say, why hasn't she called me yet? And I'd go in to give her a call. And I see I've missed 3 calls and a message from her, or whatever it is. This didn't happen only once. This happened over the course of the 6 months that she was gone. And so we talked about it and decided it was because her phones, and Michael's and Lulu's, which are all iPhones, never, ever, 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 ever have that problem. And I always do. We just decided if only for that reason, it's worth it. So I'll sell the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus to the highest bidder. I'll still have a Galaxy Tab 10.1, Tab S 10.1, which is nice, but you can't upgrade the operating system anymore, which is another problem I had with Samsung. So thought maybe it's just time. Just time. Just time. Yeah, it's almost gone, Jim. Welcome. Welcome, sir. I was just making this thing private. So since you're here, I won't do it. I won't do it. Instead, I will open it up and look at the chats. Yes, it's a tiny sunset because it is almost completely down. So I was just saying, and this I know would interest you, I'm going to sell my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus phone. I have uh, I have the Apple equivalent. I just had too many problems. No, no, I keep it. I'll let you watch till it's done, and then I'll make it private, just because I've not been saying anything exciting, and it's not that spectacular. It is pretty. I'm really liking the colors, but it's just, not anything to write home about. This 1 minute delay. There's a 1 minute lag. Actually, 58 seconds. I timed it. I didn't time it. I can see 1423 on this screen, and I can't see on that screen because I went back to landscape, or back to portrait mode. Let's go back to landscape mode, and I see 1412 right now. Oh, now it's only 20 some seconds. Isn't that interesting? This fluctuates. Huh. Yeah, the sound problems that I had with the Galaxy S9 Plus, Jim, which I know you've seen them if you haven't experienced them, or you've heard them, I should say. Anytime I would get like that sound right there that you just heard. I got a new phone. Yes, the iPhone XS Max 256. Yeah, I will miss having an SD card. There is no question about that. That was one of my big complaints about Android. But I'm sorry about iPhone, but Android is making it increasingly difficult for you to make use of an SD card. Anyway, I chose to do that. Yeah, the sound. Anytime there was like if the sensors would go off on the Mavic when I was doing a live stream, you couldn't hear a word I was saying. It would just the noise reduction did a lot more than it was charged to do. It became a sound reduction, almost absolute and complete, and it was disturbing. That was another big drawback to that phone, as far as I'm concerned, because sensors go off all the time, especially when I'm flying. Anyway, that's what I've chosen to do. I appreciate you being here, Jim. I hope you've had a good day. I'm talking about myself. The clouds on the horizon there are looking really interesting, like I don't know, like an army of ducks. Hey, Chris, I did. Welcome. Thanks for joining. So I'm flying with the iPad Pro still, which that's my favorite when I'm home. I blame Michael for that. I kept telling him, no, 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 I do not want to do it. But he did talk me into it. Bless his heart. I mean that. I don't mean that as a. He talked me into it, and you know, the thing that I was afraid of happening actually did, and that is that I've become not quite addicted to it, but I really miss it when I can't take it with me. I thought it did that to everybody. Chris has Apple and gets the sensor sound. Okay, you tell me if it's muting me right now, for example. And I'm going to bring it down. We'll make the sensors go because it'll be very close to the house. And we'll just do a little experiment. Um, that wasn't my chief reason. My chief reason for doing it was that I was missing a lot of alarms, not alarms, but notifications from WeChat, which is the primary communication source for Chumin and me when she's not here. And it was disturbing for both of us. I miss a lot. Okay, so I'm going to turn this. There we go. So now there would be no way you would hear me over all that racket with the Samsung. It's not going to happen. Anyway, put this camera down. And hopefully, although it's noisy and I apologize if I'm hurting your ears, I don't want to hurt your ears, but I do need to do this test to see if I can overcome these noises, which I absolutely could not do with the Samsung.
Landing.
So there we go. Anyway, gosh, look at that. I can hide right behind that iPad. Isn't that crazy? All right, folks. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Okay. Oh, sorry, Jim. I hope she's fine. Hope she's fine. Okay. Anyway, I am anxious to hear this and see because I, I I think my experience is otherwise, and that it's really limited to the Samsung. When I use my HTC phone, which I did from time to time, it also did not have that problem. I shouldn't have said also. But anyway, all right. Thanks, guys, for joining. I'm going to end this thing, and we'll see how it goes. I really appreciate you being there, and we'll talk at you later. Bye bye.